Grand Haven's Women's Unit recently opened its doors and welcomed its clients for the very first time. We went inside to find out what treatments are offered on the road to recovery.
Yes, it was delayed for a while. We had some issues around getting staff, first of all, and then some certificates of occupancy. We had a little difficulty with that, but we actually opened the center in June, and it's been very busy here ever since. There's a couple of ways that they could get here, and that is if they are currently using and are in need of withdrawal management, they can come here and spend anywhere from 3 to 7 days in withdrawal management, at which time we will have contacted TCC, the counseling center in town, to determine whether or not they're appropriate for this level of service, or maybe they should just do outpatient. The other way is to go through TCC, the counseling center to begin with, do an intake process down there, do the assessments there, and then if inpatient services is what they need, they would be referred to us. We do get referrals from the drug court. In a way, I look at that as still being voluntary because they have a choice. They can choose to come and do the treatment, or they can choose to go serve their time. But it still is a choice. We do have a lot of people that come here of their own free will without that court involvement, however.
Some of the issues that women face when entering treatment, if they did manage to have some sort of employment, they would have to sacrifice that employment. They'd have childcare issues as well if they have children.
Women need to be by themselves because when they get into a program with the men, they seem to focus more on the men than the program. Women have to be supportive of one another. They talk about their problems, they have similar problems. If one is kind of overcome their problem, they will share how they did it with another resident, and they work from there.
They start groups at 9 o'clock in the morning. We start with an AM meeting, which is a time to bring everybody together to begin the day. After that, we have other specialized groups like anger management, thinking for a change, Time Out for Me, which is a program developed specifically for women in treatment because it deals with a lot of issues around relationships, trauma, abuse, things like that. Life skills, relapse prevention. So their day really pretty much goes from 7 a.m. until 8, sometimes 9 o'clock at night, depending upon the schedule for the day. The ladies, or anybody in treatment, I guess, as you go through this process, they're here for 6 months, and they develop a pretty close relationship with the ladies that they're in treatment with. And that's a really good support system. But once they leave here, it's kind of like I'm walking out of this safe environment, and what am I going to out there? So it's really important for them to develop that connection before they actually leave treatment and then maintain it once they're gone.
There are a considerable number of obstacles that a woman might face re-entering community after treatment. Employment issues, legal issues, health issues, family-related problems. There are various governmental agencies, to name a few: the Department of Counseling Services, the Department of Children and Family Services, the Employment Relations Department, are some of the governmental agencies that do assist women in early recovery.
Honesty is something they definitely need to focus on, because if they want employment again, they have to prove to society that they can be honest. And women who doesn't have skilled work will mostly be dealing with cashiers and places like Foster's or Hurley's or whatever. And from the time you know you're a recovering person, they have a problem with trust.
Women can do a number of things to foster self-care and well-being. They can start a healthy diet, an exercise regimen, attend medical appointments, attend self-help groups in order to build healthy relationships and get support, as well as attend a local spiritual service as well.
They have to have family support. For example, I think families should get involved in the client's life, to go to AA meetings with them, go to counseling with them, because most of the time when they leave to go to these places, they don't trust that that's where they're going anyway. So give them their support and go with them, and show them, give them your full support, because they need a lot of family support.
The Women's Treatment Facility houses 12 beds. 2 of which are left empty at all times. Those spaces can be filled anytime someone calls this phone at 947-9992. The hotline is manned 24 hours, 7 days a week.